racetrack is pretty slimy out here in Wheatland. This is our first time though getting to chat today, so welcome back to today's video. We are here in Wheatland, Missouri at the Lucas Oil Speedway for the Jesse Hockett Memorial. And this place is incredible. I'm already a huge fan of the facility. There's so many cool things to do throughout the day. Once you're done working on your race car prepping for the next night, Wheatland seems like a really small, unique town of like 400 people. And then the racetrack itself is super cool. Besides it taking rubber in the A main event last night, for the qualifier, the B main event, the heat races, it seemed fairly racing. You're able to use multiple different lines to get around the track. So we just got done with hot laps. It's pretty slimy tonight. We are going to be in heat race number 5 starting second row outside. That is much better than being in heat race number 1. With the ASCS format, you have heat races, then the top 70 in passing points because we have 75 cars here. Top 70 go to qualifiers, then they have 3 B main events, 1 LCQ, which the top 5 out of each B transfer into, and then they take 6 out of the LCQ into tonight's A main event. So it's a different format. We're still adjusting to it, but as far as our next thing on the track, our heat race, we need to go as far forward as possible starting second row outside. All right, Carly, how'd our heat go?
Got 4th.
Got 4th. Car was rolling pretty good. Track's just so gripped up right now. I mean, I'm talking wide open right through the middle. Not a lot of passing. You really have to get those positions in the first 2 laps if you want to advance forward. My race actually went fairly well. I made a few mistakes on the first 2 laps, but other than that, you know, I was able to hold my position. At one point, I was in 3rd. Hey, I got a fan that wants to be in the video real quick. Buddy, what's your name?
Mason.
Mason, and who's your favorite driver here? Who's your 2 favorite drivers?
Derek and you.
Derek, Hagar, and myself. That's awesome, man. He's got the Hagar shirt on now. You came and got some merch. Well, anyway, good luck tonight. Awesome that he wants to be in the video. Anyway, ended up starting 4th, ran 4th. Like I said, I lost that 1 spot early in the race. So you guys probably saw there in those first few laps, I was just a little bit tight. Part of that was just me missing my marks. The line out there is super weird. It looks like the bottom's still a little greasy, but you can almost like drive in hard and not have to go all the way around the top, or you know, where the top line is at the moment. You can almost use the grease to like turn your car, and I kind of figured that out from lap 3 on, and I got much better. So we're gonna be in an alright spot for the qualifier. I wish we could have advanced forward a spot or 2, but that's just part of this ASCS format. So I'll let you guys know where we line up. Hopefully we make that top 6 invert to start row 1, 2, or 3 in the qualifier. So here's a look at the starting lineup for my qualifier. Front row outside, that's a pretty good spot to be. Now the heat race is probably the most important part of the night, but just as equally as important is your qualifier. We went 4-4 in our heat, which is like all right. We made the top 42, which put us in that invert of 6. So that's why we're front row outside, but now with the spot we're in, we really need to go out here and win this. If we don't win it, there's a good chance we'll be in the B main event, but if we can win, we'll get that 1 passing point plus the finishing points for first place. We're starting next to Tim Crawley. I think if I can get a good jump on the start, rip around the top side, we should be really, really good, but it all comes down to that start, and if I don't, then they're gonna be right there behind me. But let's go out there and do this. The qualifier will be up next. Now the first one's getting ready to roll out on the racetrack, so we're gonna go out there, watch that, see what it does. Track is still fairly narrow. It's not even really starting to slicken off yet. There is a distinct bottom and top, but it's still fairly quick. All right, we just got done with our qualifier here at the Lucas Oil Speedway. Started front row outside next to Tim Crawley. Got a really good jump. One of the things you might have noticed in the GoPro is there was just a little bit of grip on the bottom and a little bit into the middle. If I would have been any higher, I would have been screwed on the start, but I was able to get a good enough jump and just feel the drive. Got into one, Tim slid me. I was able to cross him and then slide him back into 3 and 4 and then pull away and win the qualifier. That helped us a ton. That's the only shot we really had at making the A main event. If we run second, there's just no way we're gonna be at the front of a B. So really exciting to get out there and lead some laps with a stacked qualifier. We had Shane Stewart, Harley White, Sam Haferteep, Jr., and then also had Tim Crawley next to us and a few other guys. So just felt really good to get out in some clean air and just make some really good laps. All right, I got some good news for you guys. That win in the qualifier was good enough to lock us into tonight's ASCS National A main event here at the Lucas Oil Speedway. We will be rolling off from 15th. So I think 22 cars total in the field, 73 showed up here tonight. So this is a huge accomplishment for our little team just to make it into the A. Now rolling off 15th, I want to be careful. The track has a possibility of taking rubber. So if that happens, I want to try to be the first ones to find it. But other than that, just try to work on keeping the car in one piece, going out there and making some really good laps and picking off guys as possible, trying to work our way to the front. So should be a really fun A main event. right, we're down here after the races, Lucas Oil Speedway here in Missouri. We got a few fans that want to be in the video. What's your name, buddy?
My name's Kane Crabtree. I'm from Lebanon, Missouri.
What's you?
Bristol Crabtree, and I'm from Lebanon, Missouri.
These guys were the first fans to come down after the races, a main event here at Lucas Oil. Nice meeting y'all, and we'll be back for night number 3 tomorrow. Well, it's 2 in the morning here. Finally got the car all pushed in the trailer. Night number 2 was much better than night number 1 for us. We made the A main event tonight. As far as though how we ran in the A main event, it just was not too good. You guys saw we were super fast there in the qualifier, and I just was the opposite in the A. I just didn't make many good laps around the Lucas Oil Speedway during the A main event. As a driver, I rolled off 15th, and I actually wasn't too bad at the start. I was kind of just, you know, playing it a little safe just because guys were kind of moving everywhere, and I was trying to pick off a car or two and figure out how to run the top side, but the curb was much bigger than it was for the qualifier. For the qualifier, there wasn't like a whole lot up there, but by the time the A main event rolled around, there was a good curb. And I think when I was just out there, I got a little timid. I made a mistake in 3 and 4, got over the curb, and then I did it again, and you just can't make those kind of mistakes. You're gonna get passed by guys, and from there, I just dropped all the way to the back almost. And kind of with frustration and trying to figure things out, I just was not hitting my marks. The biggest thing I was doing wrong was getting in on the curb. I just didn't have my tires spinning. I wasn't getting in hard enough, so pretty much what was happening, I was getting tight and I would either push over it or I just wasn't carrying enough speed. So that sucks. I just took a little bit of a different approach. It didn't work, and you know, like I said, once you're kind of in the back there, the leaders caught us quick. Mark Smith, he was absolutely rolling through lap traffic, so after that, I kind of just pulled to the bottom to try to stay out of everyone's way and just kind of work on making laps down there. So I may have not got the finish that I wanted, but like I said, to make the show out of 74 sprint cars, that's an accomplishment for sure. You know, that's something that's super, super tough to do, especially with this ASCS format. You got to be good every single time you're on the track. Want to thank ABC Powder Coating, Pit Stop USA, On-Site Screeners, Swindell Speed Lab, Durango RV, Ferguson Waterworks, Knife River, Lafarge North America, Les Schwab Tires, Factory QRC, Fast 4 Media, and OMA KTM. Also Carson. Gotta thank everyone that just gets me on the racetrack. It's awesome to have everyone be a part of our journey. And night number 2 of our first ever Hockett is completed. This place is extremely neat and a very tricky racetrack. So we're gonna take everything we learned during night number 1, night number 2, and apply it to night number 3. We'll see you guys all there. Hopefully you guys ride along with me. Deuces.